Take any song you like for your video, copy the link, and paste it into the new link match AI. And within seconds, it'll find you similar song matches within audio's catalog. Music, by far, is one of the most important aspects of my filmmaking and content creation. And I could spend hours researching for the perfect track. Now with Link Match AI, all of that work is gone. I can get back to doing what I love. That's making it. Stop wasting time. Try out Audio's new Link Match AI right now.
Looks like we're good to go. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming to this. Hope you're having a good summer. Hmm. Okay, cool. We are back. Nice. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Yes, I'm in New Orleans, and there is that hurricane happening in Texas that we're getting some outer bands of. So I was almost to the end of what I wanted to cover, and then I definitely wanted to do our drawing. So I'll just kind of pick up where we left off. And one thing I have to do quickly is I have to enter in the winners in a into this wheel spinner thing so that we can, okay, seeing if I can get my helpers back involved. Anyway, sorry, working in a pinch here. All right. Um, maybe if I can get Kate or Celine to oh cool, Artemis is in here. If somebody can do that like Wheel of Fortune thing for me, or just randomize our list of winners and let me know who it was, that is definitely something I want to do. Cool. Celine is back. All right. We're getting back up and running very gradually. Hey, Celine, sorry about that.
Oh, all good, Hardy. So
Let's,
going out?
yeah, we are, it zapped for just a second, but now we're back. So I'll delete all of this fun technical difficulty stuff. Um,
Were you drawing that whole time and just like making it, we're all just waiting in anticipation to see?
no, I was very aware that the electricity had gone away.
Mm,
Um, and my kids may have heard a few adult words outside of my office, but that's okay.
uh-oh. I guess that's what adult words are for when the power goes out.
Right? When
Yeah,
else?
exactly. It's a
I'm trying to find Bibson's image that I was working on when we were so rudely interrupted. Um, one thing I will ask, like Celine or Kate or Artemis or somebody, if you guys could handle the like contest winner. I had to enter all of those names into that fun wheel spinner app, but now if you guys could sort of just find a way to randomly get our winner and let me know so I can announce that, that would be great. Just so I don't have to drag everybody through that process.
Yeah, I think they got it going on.
Nice. Thank you all for helping in a pinch. All right, so let's try this again. Um, so we talked about kind of foreground, middle ground type of things, how it creates that cool narrative. But what I think is like a potential missed opportunity here is to do more with directional light in this space. You're using light so dramatically already to create this sense of we are in a crowded, darkened space, and we are stepping into a more open space. What I'm going to try to do is use like dappled light coming through a forest with a little more drama to make us feel like we're in somewhere kind of magical, even more so than what you've got. So what I've done here is I've created a few adjustment layers. A brightness layer just to amp up the values. I've punched up the saturation just a little bit. And then I've done a bit of a color shift, a little more green and a little more yellow, I think. Yes. That's kind of a nice like foresty highlight. Now that I have all of these adjustment layers in a group, I can just mask the whole group away. And now I can paint shapes. Photoshop is like fully reset and everything. So none of my brushes are the way I'm used to. Anyway, what this lets us do is tell a story with light just a little bit more. Again, you're already doing this really nicely. I'm just sort of trying to find opportunities to take this just a step farther. And I think having like dappled light filtering through the trees, that's just like instant drama and instant opportunities for contrast, right? So if we paint a bright highlight on this cool mushroomy shape, that creates this very interesting little zone where dark and light meet, right? The midtone. That will make a high contrast spot for us. So it lets us do fun things like if I drag a little bit of light into dark. I always talk about these as little like invasions across the border. It makes these cool little viney details or whatever. If we have now this tree in highlight, it looks really, we have a cool opportunity to make these leaves pop out because it's on this dark background. So when you start using directional lighting, it just creates opportunities for cool stuff. It's magic. It's like one thing leads to another. Like, well, if the highlight looks cool on the shadow like this, then maybe I can take that a step further, make shadow and highlight interact in an interesting way. And what's really nice about doing it in adjustment layers is this was looking a little washed out. So I'm just amping things up, like more green, more yellow, and it keeps the shape that we already had. Maybe I can make this highlight even more intense. And maybe some more of that happening on other trees too, but this is the main one that I wanted to do this with. And of course, any brush or tool that we use in Photoshop or kind of any digital painting app, Photoshop is not everyone's favorite lately. We can use that on masks too. So there is that. The other thing, and there might not be much room left to do with this because you've already done this quite well, but just a little trick. I saw, I wish I could remember the artist's name to give him credit. He's a concept artist, and I saw him doing like a TED Talk type thing at a conference in a video, and he talks about the slice of light. If I find his name, I'm going to post it in the comments when this recording is posted, because this is totally his thing, is creating a bright little stab of light. And I like doing this with a radial gradient and then squashing it, and then just putting that somewhere in your painting. Now, kind of as I had worried, this is getting a little blown out because you had already done such a nice job of like having dark foreground and then lighter midground. But I still think even if we dial that back a little, it amps that up just a touch. It kind of gives a little more warmth. So isn't that cool? I especially like what this little highlight shape, shadow shape stuff does. And then you don't have to just do it with adjustment layers. I actually really like this very intense yellow that resulted. So like let's get in there and start painting with paint. Digital painting, you can get really enamored with these cool tools like adjustment layers or masks. And it can start getting very technical where you're just like manipulating little adjuster bars. Let's never forget that this is meant to be like you and your pen making brushstrokes and making something that looks artful. So I'm speaking to myself here more than anybody, but we always have to kind of bring a painting back to that place so that it doesn't feel like this cold, dead thing that just feels digital and not super interesting. Nice. Oh, while we're one more thing I want to check out on this one is you've also got these cool little hangy things happening, little, I don't know, lamps or some kind of decoration happening. I think you could use that exact idea in a few ways that are even more powerful. First of all, let's do some like near far axis stuff to make this even more dramatic. So let's like have one that curves out dramatically towards us. It's going to start looking a little like cyberpunk power lines if I do this too much, but just having something coming at us, I think adds a sense of depth. Maybe I can do that. There we go. 3. Odd number. Looks nice. Now let's use scale to tell us something too. So if these lamp spheres get smaller and more densely, if they occur more rapidly, suddenly, isn't that crazy how this thing feels very far away? It's pushing this mushroom tree central item farther back, which I find awesome. Now, this one is not quite so near far z-axis oriented, so we can space those out just a little more. Or, make them more regular. A little bigger and a little more widely spread there. But cool. All
Hey,
right.
before the
Yeah.
power went out, we had a question, not necessarily related to this, but it was around the academy and
Yeah.
if it covers clothes anatomy.
Like how to draw um cloth and drapery and stuff. That's
Yeah, I think
gotta be
so.
what they meant.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. That is in the exercise library. And actually, Miso's painting, like what we were talking about with shapes, is that's a big part of my approach to that is kind of having that like highlight shape. I think, for example, like the wrinkles on my shoulder, the shapes that those little shadows create tell you everything you need to know about what this material is, about, the arm underneath it. So that kind of stuff, absolutely. There's an exercise for that in the exercise library, and it's just something that is a pretty key part of character design that we definitely talk about. So yes, short answer,
Okay.
yes.
And there's
Clothes
someone
anatomy.
that really likes your style and is kind of keen to get your course, but they're wondering if they can do it in Clip Studio Paint. That's all they have for
So
software.
glad you mentioned that. App of your choice is great. Now, like, as you've probably gathered from this, is I use Photoshop. It's the app I teach with, just because it's what I have the most experience with. But everything that we teach will have, like every little technicality, every mask bit, everything that is kind of app related, they all have equivalents in each app. What I teach mostly is all technique and concept. It's all designed to work with any app, really with a pen and paper too. So that's absolutely fine and welcome. We've had lots of Procreate users, has probably been the second most popular. I think the apps that get used in the academy reflect just trends. Actually, now that it is the pitchforks are out for Adobe, rightly so. I would expect there to be a lot more app, variation within the program. So don't worry about that a bit.
Sounds good.
And as a final little bit, if I wasn't being lazy, I would have painted each lamp a different nice color like Bibson did, but I just left them yellow because I'm digging that color on the tree. But as a final little bit of using light to tell a story, I kind of have even these lamps kind of going in and out of shadow. So highlight and shadow shapes, moving in and out of dark and creating contrast wherever we can. Like dark silhouette against a relatively light background, and then light highlight against a relatively dark background. I kind of like switched it as soon as it crossed the silhouette of the tree, and it just makes everything pop and makes everything look really three-dimensional. So sort of before and after, um, I don't think I changed anything super dramatically, but I feel like your eye goes right to this focal point, and I feel like it has a even cooler sense of lighting and like time of day and warmth, and just feels like this nice forest oasis that I think was the intent here. Um, Other stuff I'd love to go into about like composition and stuff. For example, I think having this dead center is probably something we want to avoid, but I think that's a whole other can of worms, and we're probably a little over time, even factoring out the power outage. So I thought we would skip to the cool big reveal at the end and then go ahead and call it. So to my helpers on board, if you guys would send me a Discord message of who our winner is, I will get the drum roll going on that. So again, these are artists who are entered into a drawing. Everybody who won a challenge in the last year in DPS Discord. We thought this would be a really cool prize. Everybody's won kind of a small prize at the end of each project, but we thought it would be cool if everybody who won would get entered into a big winner. Oh, cool. Thank you, Kate. I have a picture. Kate went old school and did drawing out of a hat. And our winner is Shunya. Congratulations. I will reach out. So Shunya is our big winner. What's great is don't think we've worked together before, so this could be a cool opportunity. I'll reach out on Discord to see if you have the time to enroll this time. But congratulations, and I hope it works out because your work is cool, and I want to work together. But congrats, and to everyone who won and was entered but did not win, keep participating because we'll do a drawing like this every once in a while, and that could be a cool, very big free thing. Um, awesome, Shunya. I'll reach out shortly. Congratulations, and I hope we get to work together. Guys, that's about where I think I'll leave it. If we have any other questions before we bring it in for a landing.
I think
Um,
there was just kind of one more just to sort of wrap it all together, and it
yeah,
was more around the Concept Art Academy. And if you do portfolio reviews within it, and do you offer more tips and tricks for quick improvements?
all of the above, really. Yes, especially in the back half of the course, the painting module, portfolio building is a big part of that, part of the curriculum. And I'll be pretty intensely involved in advising your decisions. And then once you have the pieces ready, um, by the way, this goes well beyond just the 12 weeks for artists who need time. Don't think that you like absolutely have to have a portfolio full of complete gorgeous art within the 6 weeks of painting. Honestly, a portfolio, a good one, takes time. So it's an ongoing living thing, but I'm always around to advise. Again, like really just this morning, several artists from our last session are working on their portfolio, and we have, video calls and advisory sessions on that. So absolutely. I think the portfolio is sort of everything with launching a career. So that's kind of the single biggest goal that I think every artist has is making that really undeniably awesome hire me portfolio. So totally. As for the quick little tips and tricks, it's a lot like this, although I was very all over the place today just to try and get a lot of cool different things out there. But that's a lot what our class sessions are. Is every artist submits their project for the week. We talk about it through the context of what we learned academically, all those shape things, and I'll do paint overs on look at what's awesome here, but look how much cooler this would be if we just did whatever. And that exercise library is full of just little tricks and shortcuts, kind of like that little reflection under the car piece. I've picked up a lot of fun little cheat codes over the years, so I love sharing those. So absolutely, it's all of the above. Everything I can do to make you the artist you want to be, I'm down for. So awesome question. Cool. Um, anything else, or while I have
Yeah,
electricity, should I say
I
goodbye?
I think that was kind of the main one. And like the other thing for people, like once they're done the course too, to remember is like you'll have your alumni connected to, so you can continue to chat with people and continue to work on your portfolio. And that's like such a gift going forward, just to have those people that you can connect with.
Totally. Accountability is a big piece of the puzzle. So we're always trying to make that an ongoing value that all of this provides. So it's we try to really take care of our people until they're where they want to be. So
Well,
I hope you'll consider it, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. I am around. Otherwise, thanks for coming to check out the stream. This was fun. Apologies for the hurricane technical difficulties. I'm fine, by the way. And we'll see you next time. This was fun. I really want to do these fix my painting type things again. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Celine, Kate, and Artemis. Appreciate you. And I'll see
as
you
always.
guys. Yeah. See you guys later.